I was like, yeah, I don't like this guy at all. I want to throw him a boomerang at him.
All right. It is session 23 of Descent into Fernia. Who would like to give the recap?
We made our way under a walkway under the bridge to get across again so that we could be unseen. We finally got some rest, and I was able to clean, or Solomon was able to clean the shit off of himself that was keeping him permanently poisoned. So that was good. We then found I don't know if it's a home or what it was originally, but a building by the docks we were looking for, where we had previously had a vision of a book zooming out and some sort of glider that would help us get to the ground. So far, no glider. Don't know where the glider is, but we did manage to find a bunch of half-headed zombie types who were talking about their master, including one who seemed to be, he was still a zombie with half his head, just the bottom half, but he seemed to be more in control of his thoughts somehow. Apparently enough of his brain survived having his head chopped off. So he said, he suggested there's a big scary basement that we avoided the first time. He suggested that might be, where this master guy is. So we decided to help him out and go down into the scary dark basement, where we saw a gnome who was, I think, summoning. I don't think he was constructing, but maybe he was constructing. He had some sort of thing that he animated while we were down here. Big hulking monster type thing that I'm sure will stop functioning as soon as we kill the gnome, because concentration.
Definitely.
We got some magic items out of the chest.
That's true.
Yeah,
we did
get
get a bunch of stuff out of his chest.
Yeah.
Silver branding iron, celestial caltrops.
Yeah. So things that should hopefully be useful.
Not against a golem.
Well, so just to kind of set the scene, you guys have come into this basement. As you look around, you do notice that the walls seem to have been dug out beyond what the normal basement was. There are some support beams that have been put in place to help make the place remain structurally sound through this strange excavation process. There's definitely the center of the room where this large creature that has this blue glow emitting from it, and the gnome sitting on his shoulder is in the center of some kind of glyph or magic circle. And you didn't notice it before, but beyond the two of them, there's also what appears to be a warforged standing there in the darkness beyond. And
serendipitous.
Indeed. Let me see if
that's definitely how we get to level 6. We gotta kill that guy.
As long as the DM doesn't say roll initiative, we're fine. I'm not worried about it.
And roll initiative.
And roll initiative. But before we go there, just so that everybody also is reminded of the exact opening as everybody got down here. The gnome on top of the guy's shoulder, he when you entered, he noticed you and he said, seems we have an audience, just in time to see the best part too. At which point he completed whatever magic he was engaged in, and then looked back at you. And you also noticed that he had this he had carved a glyph into his forehead, and there's still fresh blood running down from it. And then he said, as he finished, he looked back to you and he said, now that that's done, time to round up some new test subjects. And then that's where we roll initiative.
My God, he's my gnome goth boyfriend that I always wanted.
I mean, if Dr. Sheev were here, he would totally be on that guy's side. So I guess it's good.
I am so
Oh, I
confused
didn't
by what
select my
that
character.
says. Vegnog, what is wrong with you?
Whew, luckily, I didn't select my token.
Oh, shit. Mike, I've forgotten. Does initiative count as an ability check?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought so. Okay, so I have disadvantage. No. God damn, it's a 6. There we are.
Somehow Vegnog has a 5.2 added to
Yeah.
the initiative.
Yeah, this because I was rolling through D&D Beyond and just uses through Beyond 20. It adds the dex.
It's got its own special math it does over there.
Yeah,
I like the math. It's good
I
math.
actually don't know how to turn that off when doing that. So
You can't turn it off.
All right, so let's share the screen.
Ooh, woo. It's a squeen.
Okay, so we have Ewan is up. This stone creature is on deck, and Lux is in the hole.
Well, I said what I was gonna do. I'm gonna throw that. I guess let's see here. What was it? Do I have to activate this thing at all? I forget. Yeah, so bonus action to speak the command word so that it now does thunder damage. And then I do that. Yeah.
Who are you attacking?
Oh, I feel like the gnome is my target. Like I don't know much about magic, so I probably would think, yeah, if this guy, if I could just get rid of this guy, the thing should shut down, right?
That's a reasonable thought to have.
So that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah.
So as you do that, he waves his hand and a magical field of force pops up in front of him. Casting shield and blocking the path of the boomerang.
Okay. I assume it returns to me still.
Yeah.
Well, I'll throw it again.
Okay.
Fuck. All right. Oh, I have advantage on the first round because he hasn't gone yet. So a 25 to hit.
At that point, the golem actually reaches out and knocks the arrow away.
Ooh, that's nasty. I like that.
Does he get hit?
Uh,
I mean, whenever it makes contact to make that thundering damage, I don't know, man.
I'm gonna say no, because it kind of knocked it off of its trajectory, so it didn't hit with the spot where it was supposed to. Wait a minute, actually, 22. Oh, so that actually is one short. I miscalculated. So it actually the golem attempts to do so, but it does manage to hit.
Delightful. So that guy takes that damage there, 11 total. And then he has to make a con save or be stunned.
All right, so. Oof,
That's a critical fail, right?
it is. So
Could you
let's,
die?
Could
for
die.
well,
God's
it's a
sake?
let's see if he confirms.
Your life is a failure.
That's
Done
a
to
miss.
Oh my.
All right, so let's see what makes sense in this situation.
His heart
Um,
stops.
Yeah, so the gnome is knocked right off of the shoulder.
Oh, do I
Of,
roll a percentile? I mean, is that, do we do that? I forgot.
Not quite for this because magical effects are a little bit different. They're more dependent on the effect. But it looks as if the impact knocked the gnome straight unconscious as he hits the ground. And then you can roll an additional D6 because he takes
So
some
high up.
falling damage.
Yeah. Right on his fucking head.
So he is unconscious. But as a result of that, the large creature that he was standing on looks over, and then you can see him like begin to shake, and the blue light glowing within him explodes out of his body, and he roars with a thunderous booming voice that rattles the structure around you and causes the dirt and dust from the ceiling to begin to fall.
I really wish we had a Snickers to give him.
I just sort of like look back. I'm like, oh, I was really hoping that would just stop it. I think I just pissed it off.
Well, it's the thought that counts.
Get ready.
So also, Ewan, roll a d4. Okay.
You're saying all this, my character can't even see you. It's that dark where we are.
Yeah, I know.
None of
Okay.
them seem Lux.
So he's going to be unconscious for at least the next 3 rounds. All right. So
All right,
now,
get Rog, whatever you're hit, or Vegnog, whatever. Okay.
Is that
Now's your time. I don't know who you are, but
wait a minute. You're not showing up in the initiative.
yeah?
Neither-
Can you add
Neither
me
did
in?
the gnome.
I'm gonna move up. I could tell this
Wait a
column
minute.
is here, so I'm gonna move up behind it. But that'll be my turn, obviously.
That's
goal?
true. Why did the okay? So I have to add in.
I do hope on its turn the golem remembers to move the gnome into the recovery position so it doesn't choke on its own vomit or anything. Maybe insult
I
one
hope
of those
I hope the
navel
golem
rings.
was made using a cat brain, because if so, it might just eat him.
I'm gonna start eating it.
Squeak, squeak.
Okay. So Jinzik is out cold, and then next it's the golem. And Okay, so with that aura or that intense glow, it actually created a kind of aura. And so at the start of that, Vegnog, you would take 6 cold damage.
Welcome to the
Man,
game.
that aura reaches far.
Yeah, and then
Uh-oh.
let's see how many. So 5,
The golem has dark vision,
10,
correct?
15, 20,
No.
25, and immediately begins wailing on Ewan. So also just want to so
How did you type that fast after the name
So first time that you guys are all in the you're technically all in the aura now. So no, I'm not. I'm gonna wait till the start of your guys' turns. You'll take that damage. I wrote that poorly. All right. So first attack.
Yeah, that certainly hits.
This is what TPK looks like.
Second attack.
Is that already maximizing the damage? It looks like no. Well, I'm gonna be down. That's for sure.
Yeah, I didn't expect the gnome to go out so quick.
You're the one that made him go out so quick. I was just trying to stun him.
Well, the
But
good
you
news,
did
everyone.
more than that.
The good news, everyone, is we're about to hit level 6 now after Tony's death.
Probably. This feels like the time.
That's okay. I'll save you with all my disadvantage attacks.
All right. Well, so let's
Okay,
start damaging.
I'm gonna say because yeah, I'm gonna say the cold damage is maximized. So it's the cold damage is 12 for each, so it only increases the damage by 3 for you. And then that's its turn.
Yeah, I mean, I'm into vitality points, so.
Already?
Yeah, I had 46 hit points.
I may have overclocked this guy.
No hit die.
You make one computer, Mike, and after that, you're overclocking everything. That's how it starts.
All right. Well, it's Vegnog, then Lux, and then Solomon.
So I'm going to use my bonus action to try to see if actually I wouldn't need to do that.
Just run. It's not worth it.
At least one of us will survive this fight.
One must. You're the designated survivor, Ragnarok. Get out of here.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I guess I could.
Just claim you're doing a pacifist run and refuse to hurt anything.
I'm gonna. Vegnog is
okay,
going to.
one thing that you see, Vegnog, is there is there's this table right here, and you know that the gnome's spell book, journal, and everything is sitting on that table.
So I guess I'd walk over and like pocket that. Not really, 6 seconds isn't really enough time to read a spell book or piece through the journal, but I'll pocket it for now. So it's 10.
Fly you.
And then
fool.
I'll 20.
You don't have that speed reading feat in Tasha's?
And I'll use my bonus action to dash. So I'll just move here. And then I'm going to use my action to to finish this gnome off.
Okay. He's unconscious. I'm just gonna say that you do it.
Yeah. So
go ahead and describe it.
You see this Warforged pull free a sword that's got a slight hum to it, and he brings it down and severs this gnome's head clean off. Now, from what it depends on which way he's facing, whether it's to not you see it, but you do see something kind of rolling around. And he wipes the sword off on the body, on his clothes. Good riddance.
Good.
Evil
Now the
bastard.
Frost Guardian will never calm down.
Now the golem is going berserk.
Permanently berserk.
Oh dear.
It's fine. It's fine. I want Pyelius back anyways.
Lux, how much do you like your son?
And that'll be Vegmog's turn.
Okay. Lux.
Shit. Okay. All right. I'm going to move up to this dude and whack him a couple times.
You need me to do whack a guy, off a guy, whack off a guy?
So
'Cause I'm married.
where did you start?
I was probably in the aura
Were
when he
you
moved. Yeah, I was over there.
okay? So at the start of your turn, you take 4 cold damage.
I thought you said that it was going to be maximum cold damage as opposed to maximum normal damage with the berserk.
That was the
When
cold
he
damage
does
with its attacks.
when he does the attacks, yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's what you mean. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Shh.
I was confused.
Uh,
I'm sorry, my mom tried to abort me, but didn't succeed.
So did the guy say the command word to activate this? Splank Siak.
He didn't need to when the master went down.
Okay.
What's his safe word?
first attack.
Okay, so that hits.
And then second attack.
All right, what are you using to attack?
My fists.
Okay. So with your fist, you hit him, and even though the strike is true and should have done something, it doesn't seem to have even kind of done anything. Give me an insight check with advantage. Okay. you could tell that if you're gonna try and attack this guy head on, you're gonna need to use adamantine to even try and do anything
Okay.
physically.
So literally just run away because nobody has adamantine.
That's
I
not
do.
true.
So I can use a key point to disengage as a bonus action, right?
But
Yep.
you also have a adamantine bow staff, don't you?
Yeah, but
Okay.
I'm not going to stand here and that's
Okay.
that's for another. That's a fight for another turn.
Okay.
And
window.
I have the ring of jumping, so I just jump away from him.
Yeah, you can go wherever you want in this room. I'm not even gonna try and parse out the distance. You can just
Okay.
whatever open spot you want in the room.
I'm going to jump next to the Warforged and the Severed Head.
Okay. You still have that second attack that you did if you want to try and shoot it with arrows or do something else.
I punched it twice.
Okay. You learned the thing about the adamantine after the first punch, and then the second punch was just a confirmation then.
All right. Use adamantium.
Well, I'm fucked.
Solomon.
You're
I knew what I
muted,
was gonna.
Kurt.
I knew what I was gonna do, but everything changed.
Everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
And changed when you needed adamantine weapons.
Right. So I have this devil catcher that's made of adamantine, but it doesn't seem to actually do damage per se. It just lets me try to capture things. And it lets me try to capture things that I'm well within the cold aura of.
Is it like the butterfly net from like Link, like Legend of Zelda?
It's like a man catcher from 3.5.
Yeah, you can use it as a club, and it's close enough. I would say that you can have proficiency with it. So do a D8. But that is just purely physical damage. The golem may react differently to other kinds of energy types.
Well, for right now, I guess I will just go with my original plan, which is first, I will Sacred Flame. Oh, I guess I take my cold damage first.
Oh, right.
That's a lot of damage.
And then I will charge forward with my pole and I will cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
So your Sacred Flame looks like it was fairly effective against it. Alyssa.
Oh boy. Well,
Oh, that was not supposed to be correct. It was supposed to be
how much do you want to take?
that 8
Ooh,
cold
boy.
damage.
Really wish the Goliath had some way of mitigating that a bit. Oh well. Okay. Well, I was told to use adamantine. I don't have adamantine. But then Solomon used magic, and magic seemed to hurt it. So maybe my magic sword will work. I don't know. Let me see. Can I get to? Yes, I can get to there. I will go to here, and I will do a little dance, make a little up, and get down tonight. Damn it. Yeah, I'm just going to disadvantagedly attack it twice. Because that's all I can do. Nat 1! That's why I'm more than 5 feet away from all of you people. I don't know about it. Okay, let's confirm it. Nat 20?
Ooh.
Well, no, 26. So it's not a terrible
Close.
failure. Yeah, and I have extra attack then too. So 17 to hit
That does hit.
and 14 slashing damage with the magical greatsword of happiness.
So at first, you hit your sword against the thing. And it seems like it just goes dink and you feel the vibration through your arm like ringing. But then suddenly your sword takes on it kind of flashes and then it darkens into almost like a black ash gray. And even a little bit, if you look closely, it almost looks like there are black flames licking the edge of it. And the sword then you feel like instinctively forcing it down, and it cuts through the thing's skin like butter.
Concern. Okay. Well, that went better than I expected. Shiza. Yeah, I'm gonna use my bonus action to second wind so I can gain some health back. Let me do that real fast, and 9 HP return. Yay. And I'll end my turn.
Okay. Ewan.
So when do I take this cold damage? All right, cool. Down to 13 vitality. So I can barely see. I'm gonna have to brace up first. At least give me some sort of a buffer. 8 temporary hit points.
Yikes.
Oof.
And then I guess I gotta I can't fight at all in the dispirited state. So I guess I'll disengage and I'll move. I don't know how far out that aura goes, but I'm looking to get outside of it.
As you get to that point, you feel the cold air kind of dissipate.
Cool. All right. Well, here I am, fucking boomerang in hand. I'll next turn do something with it.
Okay. Jinzik dead. Golem.
So just a quick question. The door we came through to get down here, how big was it?
That's a good question. It is a normal sized door.
Because I would probably yell, "We were here to kill the gnome, right? We're done. We can leave."
So yeah, it first goes to attack you, Solomon.
He misses.
Wow. And then angry that he missed, he's going to continue to press his attack against you.
I will grudgingly admit that hits.
And there's an additional 4 cold damage on there. All right. Vegnog and Lux.
Oh, I guess we're at the same time. Since I had the point 2, I'll go first.
Right.
You have 30 now.
Let's see. Vegnog is going to run up into towards the golem and raise his sword and swing with it. It's a magic sword. Ugh.
All right. That's a miss. Also, as you enter the golem's frost aura, you take some damage. 5 cold damage.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage and go back.
Okay.
That's
Lux.
my turn.
Oh, let's see. All right, I will run up with the bow staff, taking the cold damage.
Five.
Okay. I roll a d20. I'm not sure. I add my dex, right? And proficiency, blah, blah, blah.
For what?
The bow staff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's considered a monk weapon for you.
Okay. That's probably 12. That's not a hit.
Well, since it's a monk weapon, why don't you just use your unarmed strike? And then just then for the damage, roll the d8.
Okay. So I have improvised weapon d8. So use that. Roll that one.
Does that include all of your other monk stuff with it and orc stuff?
I think so.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, do improvised 3.
Okay.
Oops.
Wait,
Okay. Second
wait, where
attack.
did-
Third
wait, I
go
didn't
luck.
see that. I didn't see the first attack.
The first I rolled just a d20 and it was a 12. total. So that was probably a miss.
Yeah,
And then the second attack, 22.
yeah, that connects.
Okay. And he takes what, 6 damage?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, oh boy. And then I guess I will. I will do the same thing, disengage the key point and jump away.
Okay.
Whee!
Eat the monk.
All right, Solomon. 7 cold
Uh,
damage.
That's half my hit points. I'm going to Sacred Flame again.
And it's effective.
And that was the extent of Solomon's plan.
Good plan. Good plan. I like that plan.
It does look like your flame is leaving some char marks on its body, and the damage from Lux and Alyssa are beginning to accumulate.
And then I am going to cast a 3rd level healing word on Ewan.
Like healing. Is it 14?
It's my turn.
I think when with healing, it fills up your vitality first and then goes into hit points.
No. Hold on. Fine.
But you still get some hit points out of it.
Which honestly, with the levels of exhaustion we keep getting, I'm not sure if it's better.
All right. Alyssa.
Okay, give me the cold damage.
Six.
Well, well, well. Just you and me, huh? Boy, this is gonna go great, I can tell. Damn it, I don't have anything really good I can do, unfortunately. Okay. Disadvantage whacking time. 10.
It's a miss.
Yeah, of course. 13.
Also a miss.
Yep. And I've got really nothing I can do as a bonus action here. Yeah, I'm just going to do my shrewd fighter combat stance. Probably won't do anything, but it's better than nothing. And I will end my turn.
All right.
Oh, damn.
Ewan.
Feeling a little better. I'm gonna throw this boomerang a couple of times. I guess maybe we'll see what the one time does.
All right.
It
So
being magical, I don't know.
so the thunder aspect of it seems to be particularly effective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fine. Just checking here. I suppose maybe I could attempt to throw a haymaker. Just chuck the fuck out of this boomerang so that it would do max damage if I hit. I roll with disadvantage is the problem.
Well, what's the worst that could happen?
I could die, so let's see what happens.
Well, we have to reach level 6 somehow.
I know. We were close, boys. We were close. All right.
It would be really awkward if Dustin comes in on a TPK.
I'm gonna-
Great campaign, guys.
Game, guys,
For the
good game.
next one.
Shake hands.
I'm gonna haymaker this fucking boomerang. Oh,
Ooh, you have action points.
action point.
Oh, wait. Before you do that,
Uh-huh.
do you want to use an action to or action point to re-roll that, or to use an action point to take another action?
I don't think it matters. Oh, I guess if I take another action, I do 2 more attacks. That's fair. I always forget about that. We'll do that, I guess.
Oh my god.
More chances for me to die by my own boomerang.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll haymaker this sumbitch. 17?
That hits.
The thunder damage is 2d4 apparently. So 8 max.
Is it a magical boomerang though?
It is.
It's the
He
thunder.
says only the thunder was effective.
Ah,
So you see cracks begin to form in its hide.
All right, second attack with my second action here. 14?
14 does not hit.
Whatever. So I might. It was as if I just re-rolled the first one.
But you had a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance. All right. I'm gonna take a few more steps off this direction.
Behind the Warforged of my mom.
Huh?
I said, step behind the Warforged of my mom.
I'll go behind
After you
this.
throw the
this-
boomerang.
I guess this is a broken column, huh? Whatever. I'll just sort of back away from people. I don't want to draw attention towards other people. So if he comes at me, then he's not also coming at other people.
Well, funny you should mention that, because after he was hit by the boomerang, it caused him to turn around and he saw the corpse of his master. And
And he
so
gets
now,
even angrier.
now he's charging towards Lux and Vagnog. So Alyssa and Solomon, you guys can get attacks of opportunity.
Boy. 16.
So I have that devil catcher in my hand, so that's what I have to use. 15.
Both miss.
Ooh. Okay. That's not good.
5, 10, 15, 20.
Well, it's the thought that counts.
5. And it is attacking Lux. So first hit against Lux.
Mother!
What type of monster would attack a sweet old lady?
So it's an additional 4 cold damage on there. So it's 20 total. And then the second attack is,
Wait, 20. What do you mean 20 total?
so it's 16 bludgeoning and 12 cold damage. Oh, so it's not 20. It's, what am I doing?
28?
That's 28 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were
Okay.
just adding the 4 to the 16.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next time, just don't ask. Just go with what he says.
Are We can't help it, we're honest.
And the second attack is going to be at Vegnog.
Yeah,
So-
hits.
So that's 17, and then it's actually 12 cold damage, so it's 29 damage total.
Yeah, so as he strikes Vegnog, he well, he doesn't drop, but he becomes dispirited.
You sure you don't want to use one of your rogue abilities?
Like
Let's see
uncanny
which.
dodge.
Oh yeah. So this is my first time playing a rogue, so yeah, I'm gonna use my reaction to have that. Definitely.
That's a good call.
Yeah. So that it's +4 on that cold damage.
No, it's 12 total.
cold damage.
12 total. Okay.
So you take
29
8,
over 2 is like 15.
8 plus
14.
6.
14. Yeah, so that would leave me at +6. There we go. So
All right, Lux. You take 7 cold damage.
Well, vitality now. That doesn't roll over into vitality, does it? Or just stops?
Just stops at 0.
It stops at 0.
So am I technically dispirited then?
Yes.
Okay. Then my action will be disengage, and I'm going to just try to jump over him all the way to the other side.
Okay.
Alright.
Vegnog.
I like how it just keeps adding 15
Yeah.
to the tracker.
You take 2 cold damage.
Ah, nice. So what I took from the table was a journal, a spell book. Was there anything else? Was there like a dagger or something?
No, there was just the book.
Okay. So I'll raise my my sword and strike before running away. Is a 16 hit?
No. 1 shy.
I'm using an action point.
Okay.
Come on. Well, I'm gonna use my bonus action to disengage, and maybe come around. Can I get around here? I can't tell. Is this like a?
So
I don't have vision on like this like spot right here.
yeah, it's because it's darkness over there because the only light is being emitted by the circle.
Gotcha. Well, I think I would go through the darkness, and I'd come around and like kind of hide over right here, to try to get away.
Okay.
Yeah, I could move about here. That's about where I'd land.
Okay.
That'll be my
Solomon.
turn.
I feel like someone should say, "This foe is beyond any of you. Run!"
But do you say it?
I think I would say we should run back upstairs. It's too big to get through the door.
They just burst through.
What was the
Then we
door
leave
made
the
out?
building. Who cares about the house?
We leave the building, we put up an eviction notice on the outside, no one will ever enter again, we'll be fine.
Yeah, I would start moving back into the darkness, feeling for the stairs. I have no idea where we came in.
Right here.
And I would probably have cast Sacred Flame before I did it, because why not?
Okay.
Dodged it.
So you are probably now, Ewan, in the doorway, moving up the stairs. Alyssa, you're up.
Yep. I'm gonna call out to you and okay, I think it's time for us all to leave. And then I'm gonna go back as oh damn, that would be terrible actually, because Ewan will go and then the golem will catch up and murder everyone here, of course. Mathematics. Do I remember where the doorway is?
Yeah, it's right here.
Okay, I'm going to go back until I find one of the others who's standing there. Which I don't know where anyone is, I can't see anything. So I'm gonna have my hand groping. And I'm gonna go ahead and take the would I be able to hold my action if I use my movement?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll hold my action here to act as rear guard.
Okay. Ewan, you're in its aura.
Of course I am. It's a good thing I got 8 temporary hit points.
There you go.
Have I seen this thing, have any extraordinary reach with its punches or whatever?
I mean, let me see. What is its reach? No.
All right. Then everybody's fucking dipping out, so I guess I got to dip out too.
Gooses.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Everybody went like roughly this direction, I guess.
Yep.
Dash.
Yep.
I can't see.
Ewan, you listen to my voice and get behind me.
Okay.
I could dash again if I used a Moxie. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I would to get up the door and have the door open to help everybody through.
Okay.
So, assuming I could tell where the fucking stairs are.
Yeah. I mean, once you get to the stairs, I mean, it's poorly lit room, but you can see the doorway. You can see like the light from upstairs. It's just not enough to pour into the room.
All right.
So now it's the golem's turn. The golem takes one of its attacks to smash into this beam right here, causing the room to shake a bit, and then it's gonna run over to Alyssa because Alyssa is the closest target that it can see.
Okay.
10, 15, 20.
It didn't even occur to me that my
25,
plan was abandon the
30.
robot.
I have no idea what this robot is.
But it's not able to reach you.
Aha! You fool.
My one weakness, reach.
I wish I had. Sure played a bugbear.
All right, Lux, you're in its aura now. So you take 10 cold damage.
Yikes. Okay. So dispirited, I get what? Do I get? And it's let's see. I can't take a bonus action, right?
Yeah, you can.
I didn't think if you were dispirited, you could only take an action or a bonus action.
No, with Dispirited, you can take all the actions that you normally want. The only thing is that you have disadvantage on attack rolls. Creatures that are saving against any of your abilities have advantage on saving throws. And you take a level of exhaustion, so then you'll have at minimum disadvantage on ability checks.
Okay.
So the idea of vitality points is to make it to where attacking is not the best option. You want to focus on defense and getting away. And don't forget, there are those combat actions to protect allies.
Huh?
I think Lux is going to sacrifice herself to help anyone.
You think strength 5 is going to rescue carry someone out of here?
Oh, slow down. That's strength 6. There, buddy.
Big 6.
Yeah, the only one who's ever actually used one of these actions, believe it or not, was Brendan.
Your next turn, as long as you're okay, while providing cover, if you attack, yeah, because that's what I want to do. I want to get hit again because I'm about dead.
Run.
So how can I even see this thing? Wait a second, I got dark vision.
Yeah,
No,
you got
can I
dark.
see any of it?
Yeah, you got dark
Yeah, you have
vision.
dark
You can
vision.
see it. You might not be able to see it on the shared screen, but probably on yours.
Okay.
Let me just make sure.
I mean, on the shared screen, I can actually see like the corner of it.
Yeah. I mean,
On my screen as well, I can see like the back half of it.
Here, now you should be able to see it, Lux.
Now everyone can.
Oh,
On the shared screen.
Jet screen, yeah.
that's interesting.
okay, so if I attack it again and then use disengage a key point and jump away, I can do that even though I'm in vitality.
You can, but your attacks are gonna be at disadvantage.
Then they're at disadvantage. I will move up and try to attack it then.
Okay.
Try to slow this thing down. If that's possible.
You may want to add a dispirited card to your conditions list. Because I also don't know what dispirited means. Off
I
the
was
top of my
looking
head.
through
I
the
just have to
house
look it
rules.
up.
I didn't see them in there. So
Is it
that's
not?
no,
Wait
it's
a minute,
not.
let's see.
Um,
Conditions.
It might be in the separate house rules one.
Oh, you know what? It's staggered now, not dispirited, staggered.
Uh,
Oh, okay.
That's why.
All right. So I take it that's a miss
yes.
Yes.
and another miss.
Yes.
Fantastic. Use a key point. and I will jump away and attempt to jump all the way through the door.
Okay.
Just use me as a jump ramp.
Yeah.
You like have to bounce
You-
off of Alyssa and up the stairs and out the door.
The way in my head, it's Lux turned around, did a flip where her head went like feet and head over Alyssa, and before she landed in front of Alyssa, bounding off her chest.
Yeet.
All right, Fegnog, you're up.
All right. Seems like the thing to do, but can't get in. Actually, got a little bit of fight, so I'm gonna move for my movement speed to get here. And I'm gonna attack.
Okay.
I entered into his cold aura, so I think I take cold damage right away.
Yeah.
Just enough to put me into vitality.
So you can attack if you want, but it's going to be at disadvantage.
Well, that's what I came here to do. So I'm gonna attack. Hey, there we go.
All right. Where's the damage?
It is oh nice. It rolls sneak damage too. 13 total piercing.
Okay.
It's of a magical sword.
Okay. So you with the sneak attack, you managed to jab your sword right into a crystal that seems to have been integral to a part of the creature, and the frosty air around it begins to alleviate. I.e., the cold aura is gone.
Nice. And I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage. Oh, I know. I'm going to use it to dash and risk an opportunity attack as I dash towards the door.
Okay.
That's brave.
I hope he doesn't have Sentinel.
That is brave.
And it does not make it. It just misses.
Oh, it missed. Because that would have been dead. You would have been just outright dead.
Does the staggered not mean he have advantage on his attacks?
No.
Right.
Yeah, that's 30 feet. Though I can't see anything, so it's just dark. So, you know.
Then Vegnog slams the door and holds it shut. Vegnog and Lux are just leaning up against the door.
Just the screams on the other side as we're brutally murdered, and they're like, "Nope, not my problem."
All right, Solomon, you're up. I think you're in the doorway or in the stairs.
Right, I was
Stairwell.
in the stairwell. So I will Sacred Flame and then out through the door.
It's not a natural one, but it is a 1. So All right, so the sacred flame hits the creature, causing more burning and singeing along its hide. Alyssa.
No. Remember, I hold my action for after he came up to me. I didn't do anything with the hold action, but that's when I held my action for.
That's fine. You still, now that it's been a full round, you can decide if you want to go or not.
Okay. I thought in your system it switched your initiative order around. I wasn't sure.
Well, when your action goes off, it would change the order of your initiative, but it never went off for you. So.
Oh, okay.
Like it's been a full round and the triggering action never occurred.
Okay. In that case, I will leave. That's how you click the token. There we are. I'll stumble my way to the door. I can't see what I'm doing.
Okay. So with that, you guys are all through the door. As you guys are climbing up the stairs, some of you may be trying to push past others. Some may be more calm in their approach, or at least civil. As you get to the top of the stairs, you hear the ground, or you feel the ground quake, and just intensely insane roar as this thing just begins beating and pounding at the wall and the door frame, and you can hear it trying to dig and claw its way up. And the very foundation of this house is shaking. You're muted,
Nope.
Kurt.
Did we promise the guy upstairs we would like come back when we beat the gnome?
Does it matter?
We didn't even know what we were gonna find down here.
Yeah, I'm not remembering if we made an actual promise. It would matter to Solomon if he promised that he would like come back. He would try to go.
Of course, you know, it occurs to
there's
me
a-
that perhaps those columns down there are load bearing.
Right. There's a concern that this creature will bring the whole building down, or just start punching up through the floor, and then it's like a minefield.
Sorry, guys. I accidentally exited my other screen away, so it's loading. Let's see. So
That was a close one. Thank
How's
you.
this guy?
I am not addressing the robot when I say we were here to find a way down, a glider to take us to the ground. Now we have nothing.
Ah, very good. I can glide. I take you. Where do you wish to go? You wish to go further into this place? Are you crazy?
I'm just staring at you now, at the magic robot.
Never seen.
I mean,
a
I
Warforged?
assume I know what a Warforged is, so it's not like I'm, uncomprehending. But I was not expecting you to be our glider.
As this conversation is going on, you guys are starting to feel the walls. You can hear them cracking. The floor is shaking, and things are starting to rumble, even in between the hammering blows that you guys are hearing from the basement.
We should leave this building before it falls on us. And you
Yes.
didn't hear me correctly, Warforged. I said we need a glider, a machine that can carry us through the air.
Yes, I can do this. I have glider. This glider. I was installed with one. For
It's like we speak a different language.
situations.
It's something with wings or magic that can hold it aloft.
I don't have time for this. God damn it! Let's move.
You'll have to excuse him. He's a bit special.
All right, so you guys, unless are you guys doing anything in the house before it falls on you, or are you just heading straight out?
Think we're heading out.
I was gonna check on the children.
Who cares about them?
Yeah, they're probably better off.
They were orphans anyway. Who cares? Their parents didn't, so why should
Well,
we?
the children are there on the way. The one is here.
There were two of them here.
Uh,
One of
Yes.
them somebody
We
killed.
And then yeah, there's this guy and there's this guy. They're still knocked out.
Want to save the children?
I would prefer to, yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll grab one of the children.
And I'll grab the other one.
They just a reminder, they do have half their head shaved off.
Sure.
Okay.
Why are you wasting time with these things?
I don't
You'll
think
have
they
to
chose
forgive
this.
them. They're a little special.
I can see this. Those things help that guy down there, this generic fellow. These are little versions of them. They are probably evil.
They didn't choose this.
Forced into labor.
I prefer to give them a chance.
One day I need to make an evil character that just doesn't care about saving anyone and runs, does the smart thing.
You don't have to
Um,
be evil to do that.
so you can grab one of them, Ewan. You would need somebody else's help to grab the other one.
I think
I'll
Alyssa
grab the
said-
other one.
yeah.
Yep.
All right, so with that, you guys managed to survive the house. And as you emerge, probably 20-30 seconds after exiting the house, the entire thing collapses. And it collapses with a massive plume of smoke and dust, and you are all kind of enveloped in it. And it makes it a little difficult to breathe. You're choking a little bit, but not anything mechanically an issue.
I'm going to make two assumptions here. One, the house was not magical or made of adamantium.
Probably not.
These would be
Okay.
correct assumptions.
Okay.
Can I make the assumption that it wasn't a warehouse as well?
It was not a warehouse.
Okay.
Do you mean like Werebear?
Yes.
So where are you going? Where do you need Glider to go?
Somewhere we can take a rest.
To the ground.
Why do you want to go into this place? I want to say it. This sounds crazy, but I think we are in hell.
Well, we're definitely in hell.
I mean, I think I saw there's like those half things, those half face things. It's been a crazy day. I woke up with the intent to maybe get my deal with the Church of the Silver Flame, but instead, now I am in hell. This is bad for business.
What deal with the Church of the Silver Flame? I pretty clearly, by the way, have the holy symbol of the Silver Flame on my shield. And
You see,
my sacred flame would have been like silver flame burning across the surface of that creature.
I was in the running for being the preferred vendor. preferred jewelry vendor of the Church of the Silver Flame. Official jewelry vendor. Great honor for Vegnog. I was supposed to have my meeting with one of the cardinals to discuss terms of our contract. But this...
I point my collapsible pole at you like blunt end first and say, which cardinal? Tapping your chest.
Listen, we don't have time for this, Solomon. Let's just get down to the ground. We're
He
led
may
there
be
by a
an
vision.
evil jewelry dealer for Cardinal Crozen.
It was not
At
that...
least we know where he's at.
Anyways, I am alone here, and I guess if you guys need glider, I can help out. I do not require food or sleep. Great guard.
Just said you woke up this morning. Now you say you don't need sleep.
I woke up out of stasis. It is different than sleep.
I
I
don't
say
know who
sleep so
Stacy
you
is.
can. I say this so you can relate to me. And he said, we glide, and out of his back, two kind of wings of metal peer out, and they kind of look like they're straight. They've got like little like cool tips. They don't have any flame decals or anything. And as it comes out at the same time, he's got two like little handles that come out of the side. So he's got four of them. Presumably handles that people could grab onto.
Many handles?
They come right out of the side. He's like, ah, yes, these are my love handles.
Are your
gonna
wings
call him
ice
that.
tipped?
But how will Project Israel fit?
I'm sure some slime got him too.
So what the business brings you to the surface of this place?
It seems as though the Silver Flame has led us to you. We are on a mission from the Flame. We must rescue Jayla Daran if we are to return Flame Keep from this plane to the real world.
Very good. This is fortuitous. See, Flame Keep in this place is bad for business. If Vegna can prove his worth, just maybe he gets the preferred contract. Yes, this is good. Very good.
Got a bit more at stake here than contracts here, buddy. Let's get moving on. You know what? If that's your motivating factor, I'll make sure that House Denaith gets some contracts with you too. Or how about that?
Hey, you look familiar.
Who?
Have I seen you before?
Who, me?
I've seen you somewhere.
We need to get
Problem
out to the
is-
street before the devils come. If we find a secluded place, I can heal up some of our wounds.
That part would be nice.
Okay.
How much weight can you carry?
That is true. Lissa will have to be on one side by herself and all the three of the rest of us on the other, or else you
Just
will
to
be
balance it out.
unbalanced.
Yeah, can you move those love handles around?
They're detachable love handles.
Just wiggle your love handles, bitch.
Like, you know, Mr. Potato Love Forge, just pull one out and plug it in the other side.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much weight I can carry.
We should
lighter
we
variation.
should
of you
probably
guys.
figure that out before we jump off the side of this floating island.
Just the maximum airspeed velocity of your current glider configuration with weight.
That would be a funny TPK. We jump off and plummet.
How does the warm I actually need to ask, how does the warm air in the hell that we are in affect the ability for you to stay aloft? Does it assist like it should, or does it go ahead and have negative effects on your flight characteristics?
I imagine it wouldn't have very much effect because this heat is rather omnipresent.
It's a dry heat.
Yeah, it's the differentials in heat that cause those lifts and everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody give me a perception check. Most of you are probably at disadvantage for that.
Yeah, I am.
Ooh, I'm gonna die from a perception check. Do I need to
Jump
confirm
solid.
that?
You walk into an open manhole and plummet. Then you
It's
find
still a
yourself
fail.
sliding down a river of slime into a pool of shit.
Fail my con save and just choke to death on a bunch of shit that poisons me. Yep.
I still have a -2 to my con from going through those fucking sewers. By the way,
That's right.
another reason why my HP was so low.
So Alyssa, you don't need to re-roll to confirm or
Okay.
anything, but you do still have one eye out from being hit by the hellish infernal mosquito.
Right.
But it
But
keeps falling out, sorry.
But Solomon, you see in the distance a massive lumbering creature that each step is kind of like a mini quake, and it's coming towards your direction. And along the way, it seems to at times spot something that draws its attention, and you see it reach down, and you hear somebody scream, and you see them like Attack on Titan style, just bite somebody in half, and then throw the rest of it down. At one point, it takes a fist and just destroys an entire building with it. It's still a bit away, but you can tell that it's several stories tall.
Wrong person to spot
And-
this. So wrong
and-
person.
I'm not gonna get
Every-
level 6 standing here. Come on.
And everybody missed it but me. Several stories tall, knocking down buildings.
They were distracted by my
I
eye
will-
popping out.
I will start to like extend my arms around people to move them and say, now we must move. Giant monster coming this way.
Solomon, what are you talking about?
We need to get out of the line of sight of the creature and away from where it might just bash the building down on top of us. Move.
I think it was crushed by the building falling on it. I don't think it's a threat to us any longer.
A different creature, I hope. Different creature.
You guys are
It
still
might release the first creature. We need to move.
you guys are still surrounded by the dust cloud, so it does make a little sense why only one of you would notice it. But yeah.
Everyone keep your zombies close because I'm not looking after them. You took them, you have to walk them. Let's go.
I get my zombie a carrying handle so I can wield it around like a briefcase.
Yeah, so both of them are completely unconscious. You can kind of hear them and see them breathing, but they don't seem to be responsive at all. And they're completely limp. So they can't really help in walking along.
Should be fine.
Doesn't bother me.
So I would start moving everybody in the opposite direction from that creature and looking for some place we could lay low.
Mhm.
I mean,
Um,
if the edge of the city is nearby, let's go there.
But I think that's just like a cliff that then leads to the ground below.
Well, we have our walking glider here.
I am looking for a place to stop so that I can take a minute to heal people. I don't think I could do that in the air effectively.
All right.
So whoever's looking for a shelter, make a survival check.
I don't want to die from it.
Found the perfect spot. It's filled with demons.
It's a good spot, actually. I like it. Level 6 has to come to us somehow, and since we didn't kill that one thing, we're XP behind.
Is there anybody who's not rolling with disadvantage right now for ability checks?
I'm not.
Wait, did Ewan, are you looking for shelter at all? Or are you not helping with that?
I'm not very good with survival. I was navigating
Boy
us through
Scouts.
history alone.
He failed Boy Scouts.
Alright.
Maybe I can cast the spell and then we jump off the edge. And I'll just heal people as we fall, since it is an aura.
So, bad
But I
news.
may
can
I
carry.
may lose concentration as we fly, is my concern.
What were you saying, Vegnog?
Bad news. I can carry her. And he points towards Lux. She looks small.
Why do you have 4 sets of handles then?
Halflings! Halflings!
Crafted by halflings.
But
Or
then now
gnomes.
we have to move all the faster to get away. To get
Unless
out
I
of
could
this
use
area.
Could use an action point to boost my carrying capacity, since strength is my dump stat.
Can I
How
duct
about it,
tape
Mr.
him?
Dungeon Master? We got another fucking glider around here.
I would say that with as a glider, you won't have very much maneuverability, and it could be potentially dangerous, but you don't, because you're essentially becoming the glider. It wouldn't necessarily be based on your strength in terms of how many people you could lift. It'd be more about, were you designed to carry this number of people?
I do have 4 handles, so that works out.
You also don't know that Mike pitched this to Dustin as a one shot for him. So I just wanted to know.
Listen, you're gonna die at the end of this in a horrible crash. It's a one shot.
Right. You've
Carry
made a
this
deal with the
fucking
devil
party.
to try to kill these 4.
Remember, Dustin, to become the glider, you must first become the glider.
So that works. Never mind. I read my manufacturer's manual. You should be fine. Don't let's try not to hit any rocks going down.
Going down.
The ground.
Any landing you walk away from?
Is it okay?
Where did you get your pilot's license?
I was born with pilot's license.
So you didn't attend an accredited university then?
I
Not sure.
don't remember.
I don't think it's universities that give out pilot's license.
Some do, but yeah. How many hours of flight time do you have?
I used once to get away while on diplomatic mission.
That's
So
our best bet.
30 seconds.
Well, hopefully that's all we need. I trust him.
We're running out of time anyway because giant creature bashing buildings is coming our way. So
I begin my.
So you, as you're trying to, you're talking amongst yourselves, you do find a building that looks to be mostly intact. It's a small little shed that used to be next to a larger building, but it can comfortably hold all of you, and it doesn't appear to be locked.
So I would usher everyone in there, and then I would cast Aura of Vitality using my last spell slot.
Yeah. Didn't we get a jewel or something like that? It was like a compass for us.
Yeah.
Probably Solomon has it.
Yep.
Now, where did your jewel tell us to go?
I would pull it out of my pouch, figure out which direction it's trying to lead us.
So you're inside right now, so it seems to be glowing in a pulse that is directional, so it is pointing somewhere. But being in the shed and the shed not having windows, you don't really know where it's pointing to.
So first, for Lux, you get 7 hit points back. Then for Ewan, then for Alyssa. Do robots heal?
We do.
As I asked that, then for me.
No, no, no.
Because what if he said no? That would be a waste. Then for Mr. Robot.
You come on Origato, Mr. Roboto.
It is Vegnog, the destroyer.
Right on the statistics there, man.
How did you get the name the Destroyer?
Then for Lux again.
Very simple. I destroy competition. We run 2 merchants out of town. Good day for
Ewan.
Vegnog.
I like you already. I
Then
like
Alyssa.
you very much. Didn't you do me already? Or does
I did, but I have 10 rounds of this, so
Oh,
I could do everybody gets twice. Then I'll do Mr. Robot. And then me. Of course.
Domo
Good one.
arigato.
Does the healing go into vitality, then into HP, or does it stop?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so you guys are in the shed. As you're looking around, it's really dark in there because there are no windows. So one of you would need to light a torch or cast a light spell. When you do, you see that it looks like a lot of tools and jars of polish. It looks like it may have been for somebody that had some kind of shoe shining business, maybe. Some elaborate like straps for shoes and even some cobbling tools as well.
What would I reckon the quality of said work is?
The quality of the tools.
The quality of the tools and any of the stuff he has in here.
How familiar is your character with cobbler's tools?
I am proficient with cobbler's tools, and it is my
Ah,
guild artisan job.
they're decent. Actually, the quality is a bit higher than you would have expected, given that this is still the dock district, and so, it's not like there's a bunch of nobles walking around the area.
Not as good as Ondarian though, because nothing made here could ever be that good. Let's see here. But nothing that catches my eye in particular about any of the work he's been doing here.
No, nothing in particular.
Okay.
So, Solomon, what does it look like when you cast your prayer of healing?
I imagine that there is, first you'd see flame begin to come out of my eyes, just burning upwards, silver flame. And then there's just like a gentle silver glow that begins to emanate from me and float around in a 10-foot radius. And then I, focus in on someone and they like erupt in flames briefly as they heal.
Blinding flames.
Like alarmingly burst into flames, but it pleases me.
And a blinding flame reaches about 200 feet into the air as this happens.
Right.
The beacon
Giving away our position to the creature outside. So I believe when we are outside again, the jewel from the sword will tell us the direction we need to go. But it's too hard to figure out inside.
There's still the dust storm outside. How long should we wait for?
Did the storm pick up?
Well, there was the cloud of dust from when the building collapsed.
Yeah.
But I would imagine if we leap off the side of the city, it won't be a problem.
Right.
Yes, no dust down there, only fire.
That's certainly an improvement.
We should be prepared. We could be attacked as we fly to the ground. How far can you fly before we have to land?
I don't know.
Sight check.
You've only used it once for 30 seconds. How would you know?
All we know is you got 30 seconds, you're good.
Hey,
How far could I fly?
Well, you don't know. You've done once 30 seconds.
all I know is Dr. Sheen fell a very long way.
Go down quickly.
I mean,
I don't know, but we find out.
You would be
You
very
know,
confident, Begnog, in the design of your glider and the strength of its ability to carry the number of riders that you're anticipating. So in terms of distance or length of time, those are less relevant than, you know, the conditions outside and how far down the ground is.
Well, while part of me thinks maybe we could fly the whole way there, another part of me thinks the longer we are high in the air, the more obvious we will be to anything that can fly and come after us.
There are a lot of imps out here, if we recall.
And there was a giant flying monster when we first got here.
Let's just try to get to the ground quickly. Eggnog.
Of course.
Vision clearly had us doing this.
All right, let's do this.
So the handles are out. You grab his love handles.
Well,
And we're
the edge of Flame Keep is not right outside.
I just assumed that the docks would be one of the edges of Flamekeep.
Let's look at the map. Where's the map? Okay, so we got.
Turns out the stone is pointing in the opposite direction from the docks.
Looking at the map, it's not too far from the bridge, where the that you guys crossed, where the Dragon Eye, what was it called? The
Dragon Eye Dockhouse?
Yeah, the Dragon Eye Dock House.
I thought it was like I can't click on the picture. That's right. I thought it was basically as like pretty far to the upper part of the left of the picture after we cross the bridge at 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so here, let me do share screen. It'll be easier.
The grid reference on this map for our current location.
So Dragon Eye Dock House is probably somewhere around here. So between, like about halfway between the edge and the bridge here. Oh, yeah. So so you would have some ways of traveling, but you would notice that when you got outside and Solomon, you looked at the jewel, it wasn't pointing towards the edge.
Right, like I said, it's pointing the opposite direction from where we are, across the entire city, so that we can jump off the edge.
Well,
Maybe we should just go to the Winchester. That place seemed nice.
the stone seems to be pointing in the direction of High Hall.
So do we go back to High
Where
Hall?
did we get this gem?
The internet.
We got it from, and this was the thing that Alistair was going to look for in the tombs. It's the pommel of the sword of Tirimaran, which is the sword that has that thing pinned, the demon lord they're trying to resurrect.
Mm-hmm. It's alternatively pointing towards High Hall and like in the opposite direction. But as you're kind of moving around, you notice that the opposite direction is kind of following wherever Vegnog is.
Oh yes,
And I
too
walk
much
behind.
iron.
I would walk behind Vegnog because this would hurt my head.
So where are we going, Solomon?
In the direction of Vegnog.
Very good. Which direction is that?
You just keep going straight. I keep following you.
Okay. Very good. And just continue to walk straight.
We should keep our eyes open for anything that might try to murder us out here.
which direction is he going? Where
Towards
is
High
he?
Hall. So I am basically staying in a line that keeps High Hall and him lined up.
So your little beacon.
It is
It-
pointing right at Vegnog.
And if Vegnog stands over here, you don't move, Solid. And if
I
Vegnog-
move and I like keeps pointing right at Vegnog.
Perhaps it only points at Vegnog and Vegnog knows the way.
So
What do we
like,
need
is
to
it
do?
does it point at two things at once? Is that
No,
It
it's
was bouncing back and forth when I did not have you lined up with High Hall.
yeah.
okay. I see.
So I would point like over your shoulder and say, "You walk that way." Jewel points to you. I follow you.
Very good. And he begins walking. His love handles retract, and he becomes slim again.
Slim fast.
I like to think like a mechanical girdle comes out and wraps around.
Made of the finest whalebone you've ever seen. Military grade whalebone.
Caught by the weatherman.
So you guys start heading in the direction where Vegnog is going, which is in the direction of High Hall, which is in the direction towards the bridge.
Is that the direction of the giant thing that Solomon saw that was destroying everything?
No.
Do any of you read?
Yes.
Any of us what?
Read.
I didn't hear. I didn't
Read.
hear the last word.
Do you read? Yes. Magic.
I'll
Read.
I can avoid it.
I have book I stole from Jiznik. Is magic book no good to me unless I'm going to sell, which if it's no use, then maybe I will. But you should, does anyone want to take a look? Maybe it's useful.
Hold a look.
Unfortunately, none of us here are all that adept with the sort of magic that bothers with books.
Still have a look.
So
So I reach into his pack and pull out the book and hand it to Yandros.
So Ewan, I mean, you guys are kind of walking as you're going, and so just reading through it and flipping through it, there are various diagrams of anatomical diagrams that include basically shearing the top of the head off of a person, as well as arcane sigils that you don't really well understand. There's also writing that seems to be almost like journaling, detailing some of his adventures and some of his thoughts and things that he's learned. It also is his spell book, which is much more difficult to understand like what's kept within it, but you know enough about spells because this is Eberron. Everybody knows something about spells. That you recognize that it is a spell book. And there's also a lot of experimental magic within, and you know that because the journal mentions some of that stuff. If you wanted more detail, you'd have to like actually stop and read more thoroughly through it.
I guess, I mean, the only part that I would be particularly interested in is seeing if there was any details, or if I could decipher any way of reversing the head shearing, not to be confused with Ed Sheeran.
It doesn't have anything. I mean, there's in the section where where it seems like there's the anatomical details and the magical spell work. There's also his thoughts on it, and it seems like he even talks about some of where he found how to do this and made the discovery. But once again, more detail would require you to actually take a little bit of time to read.
Okay, well, I'll pocket that then. Something to look through more later.
I doubt he was interested in a cure.
Yeah, but somebody might have the
Top of their head.
ability to reverse engineer, if you will. A greater hero than anyone we know.
Just don't walk down the path of Dr. Sheev. I feel like this is a book he would love.
Good thing he's not here.
I will say, before you guys get too far towards the bridge and High Hall, you guys are all really beat up, really exhausted.
Yeah, you don't have to.
And
read this.
For that
Ma-
matter, how long have we been walking? Because wasn't there a thing about how it's so hot
Con saves, I
that
think, every hour.
Alyssa and I have to make con saves?
yeah, so do you guys want to take the risk of making the trip from here to High Hall now, or do you want to try and stop at the Winchester, which is relatively close?
My character doesn't really know where we are.
Winchester's just to the south of here, if that means anything in this place.
Can we rest there?
Assuming everybody's still alive. Probably.
Might be a good idea then.
I need to repair. Would be good.
And I must admit, although we don't have much time, I am out of magic for the day.
Then let's
sit on my
move
feet.
cautiously.
Okay. So you guys head to the Winchester. As you make your way there, there are times where you have to skirt around in the alleyways and through rubble, as there are occasional sightings of ghouls, as well as fiendish creatures, both flying in the sky and roaming in the rubble. When you do get to the Winchester, it is boarded up as it was before when you left it, but you do remember that the secret, or at least hidden, passage to get there. The door is locked, which may be a good sign.
And then that guy who was invisible and has been following us this whole time is like, thank God. Never thought I'd never get back here.
Man, that was difficult. I'm happy I'm back. Jesus.
Yeah, like the knock or whatever.
Yeah, so when you knock, you think you might hear something beyond, but you're not sure. and then you hear some things sliding about, and then you hear from beyond the door. Who is it?
We had been here before. I am Solomon, Paladin of the Silver Flame.
Yeah.
We have been to High Hall and we need to rest.
Who's that with you?
This is my mother, Lux. This is Alyssa.
No. Them I know. Who's the other one?
Eggnog. Eggnog? What was your name?
Vegnog.
Eggnog.
I am Vegnog, the destroyer
Of the competition.
of the competition.
He's a small business entrepreneur assistant.
All right.
I came here to talk to Silver Flame to get business deal. I have finest jewels in all of this area of Eberron.
So you hear the sound of like heavy furniture being moved, and a number of locks being undone, and then finally, familiar face, Matthew DeCanneth, who greeted you before, is there. Well, get in,
Kenneth.
hurry.
You may know him. They made you, right? They made all of you.
So he motions for you all to hurry in. And then the minute that you're all through, he shuts the door, begins locking it. And there's a couple of other people, including Arkina, who you saved and helped escort here, moving some of the furniture into place.
You've been busy, I take it?
Something like that. You know, my man with the ring of invisibility, he never came back after he went with you.
I am sorry to hear that. He managed to keep his position hidden from us. We never noticed him. We had hoped that at some point he had simply turned around and come home.
Well, that's really unfortunate. He was a good man, and that ring was, well,
Always.
it would have helped our survival here. How are things at High Hall?
Well, there were survivors holed up there. Demons did break in part because of our arrival, I'm afraid to say. But we were then able to go and to rescue Alistair. And we come now with some hope. Although we are badly beaten, we may have a way to get Flamekeep back to the material world. It will require us going out and facing some demons. But we think we can do it with the help of our friend Eggnog.
Don't we have those kids with us
Eggnog.
too?
Huh?
Don't we have those two kids with us?
Yes, we
Oh,
do.
right. We have two. I forgot. Oh, we also
yeah.
have undead abominations that are unconscious.
No, they're just children.
They're alive? I thought you were just carrying children that had died.
They were animated not that long ago, but we killed the one who reanimated them. And now they appear to be just dead bodies again.
Do
Well,
they
they're
appear to be
breathing.
dead bodies or?
Unconscious. Are they breathing?
Yeah,
Yes, they are.
yeah.
Oh, they're dead.
If they were full on dead, I wouldn't have grabbed them. But
If they're undead, why haven't you killed them? You have endangered all of us. And then
These
he
ones are
begins
different.
he grabs his sword.
These ones are different.
They're
They are-
capable of conscious thoughts like us to a degree.
They're undead. Every moment that they exist brings suffering to whoever has raised them. Or brings suffering to them since they've been raised.
We know it's been a long day. Well, it's all right. I'm gonna go sit down somewhere.
You can't have those in here. If you're not going to slay them right now, then you need to take them out or you need to leave.
I make myself comfortable. Continue
Put
smoking.
them outside.
Well, we can leave them by the door outside. I don't think it'll be a problem. Put them in the smoking section.
Just imagining like they're like just standing there, like these two kids with like half a face just like hanging up at the door. Not
I
moving all night.
imagine them with like bike chains tied to a bike rack.
Do you have a bike rack where we can chain up our kids?
And then Arkina actually looks at Matthew and says, you know, if you just let them out, they may bring other monsters here. That's a fair point, Arkina. These things need to be killed.
Ewan is under the impression that there might be a way to save them yet. I am not so certain of that.
I'm not putting everybody else at risk for one of Ewan's hopes and dreams that these things can be saved. They're missing their head. How they're even alive. This is not natural.
Look where the fuck we are. Nothing is natural about anything we've experienced so far.
Yes, well, I'm not going to bring myself or my patrons any further danger.
Fine. And so what I bring the kid that I'm holding and I give it to him. It's like, you kill the child then.
Fine. He puts it down and then plunges a sword into the kid's heart and then begins and then Arkina brings over a machete and they start dismembering it.
I don't think that's necessary.
I don't think you have been running my shop and keeping these people safe. I'm not taking any chances. We're going to burn this thing in the pyre downstairs in the oven, as well as the other one.
I'm just hoping they don't serve stew. I'm passing on that.
Very
Good
thorough.
idea.
You're doing good work.
Do you still have rooms available?
We have some space.
Excellent.
Some after you left, some of the other patrons decided to try their luck in making it to High Hall. We haven't heard from them since, but hopefully they've been successful.
Well, if anything happens here, you should know that High Hall is again secure. Alistair is there and is taking charge of its defenses.
Well, that is comforting to know. Still, it's a long way between here and High Hall. So there's many dangers between.
Well, I should still tell you it is complicated to get in. And I'm going to explain both of the two entrances. The secret one inside and then the other secret one from the tunnel that leads from the pool. I guess it's nothing but secret tunnels now that I think about it.
Well, that makes sense. It's good to know how to get in if we need it. You guys look weary. Let's get you some food and drink. And he goes behind the bar, fixes you guys some pints of ale. It's warm, but it is ale. And then he goes back into the kitchen and starts up the stove.
Can I find a place to rest in here?
Sure. I mean, it's, everything is kind of makeshift right now. The Winchester was originally more of a pub, less so of an inn, but there are rooms that have been kind of makeshift. Beds have been put in place and things like that. So you can definitely find space to lie down and rest.
Yeah, I'm gonna take off my armor and rest for a bit.
Yeah, I'm going to do that too. In fact, I'm going to, what level is it? I'm going to use my channel divinity to get a spell slot back. See what I can do with it. I guess first I would ask them, how are you doing on water?
We still have water. We should have enough for at least the next few days.
But if you have open containers, I could make more.
That would be appreciated. And Matthew and Arkina get some barrels together.
So I'll use my channel divinity to create a spell slot and then create water.
Thank you. This is gonna definitely help. So, what have you guys seen up there? And that's Arkina speaking. She seems very curious about you guys.
There are many horrible things wandering the city at this point. There are the undead ghouls, who I'm sure you've seen. There are many other kinds of undead that are haunting the old cemetery. It is a place that is shrouded in darkness. You cannot see light there at all due to whatever is hanging over it. There are many devils of differing descriptions and sizes. Mostly they seem to be wandering randomly. Hopefully we can get Flamekeep out of this place as quickly as possible. Once we will have to reach the ground to do it, but we will do our best. It may be a couple days yet. You may have to continue to defend this place for a while.
This is all so awful. I thought the Silver Flame was supposed to protect us from these things.
The Silver Flame cannot stop evil people from doing evil things. And unfortunately, a lot of this is the work of people who decided to bring Flamekeep here, probably to enhance their own power.
What kind of monsters would do such a thing?
Many people seek the easy path to power. The rest of us, like Tira Miran, must fight against the evil that exists in the world. It is not easy. It is not always without sacrifice.
What are the rest of you doing?
Ewan's gonna drink as much as they'll let him.
There's like 4 people holding him back. He's like, one more drink.
I can still stand. One more drink.
I mean, I can go all night.
Well, they're not going to just continue to
I know.
fill your cup like that. They'll give you a couple.
I know. That's what I said. I mean, he's gonna drink as much as they'll let him.
After the meal, Matthew says, it is getting late. We need to set a watch, and you're welcome to use the cots or whatever bedding there is to rest.
Thank you. We will try to get out of your hair and not use up your resources.
That's appreciated. Do you
I'm
think?
going to try to sleep. Sorry, what was he going to say?
He was starting to form a question, but then he kind of shook his head and never mind. So, what's everybody else doing?
Guess Vegnog would just be like kind of looking around and inspecting, seeing what wares he might have, if he's selling anything.
Try to sell some things to them.
I mean, they're not specifically selling anything. They're offering food, water, and booze to various degrees, though they seem to be carefully rationing it out. Is there anything that might catch Vegnog's eye that you would want to try and buy or barter?
He would just be like looking to see like if they have like he'd be like kind of just like walking around and seeing, because like I haven't been to, like Vegnog hasn't been to the Winchester. So when I hear the Winchester, I'm thinking of like Shaun of the Dead.
That's exactly what it's
Like,
supposed to be.
so like there was all sorts of like kind of like weird things in there, right? There was like
Random
a gun
tchotchkes, this old
random stuff,
rifle over the.
Yeah, so I guess like I would be looking at like kind of the menagerie, and seeing if there's anything that I would like find that might be particularly valuable, kind of like in a Goodwill kind of way.
Let's see. You can give me an investigation check. And that's at a disadvantage, right?
Shouldn't be, because we got healed.
Well, you should have a level of exhaustion though, right? Because you went into vitality. You had 0 hit points.
I guess. Yeah, let me add that. Yeah, it's a disadvantage then.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you see a lot of things that are interesting. Nothing though that's particularly valuable.
So after coming to terms with his disappointment, he'd kind of go into a corner and power down.
Anybody else doing anything?
I'm just resting. I'm quite exhausted.
Okay. So where is it? So as you guys are sleeping, you once again, you all experience some dreams. And they're very vivid. Let's see. Oh, why is this so? So you guys, in your dreams, you see the visions that you saw before. And then you all wake up the next day feeling a bit more refreshed. Tony, you can go ahead and roll a d4. That's how many constitution you heal.
Oh, back up to max.
And then Peter, are you still down strength?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d4. That's how many strength you heal.
Okay.
Does that bring you back up to normal?
Yeah, it should. Let me see what it was.
And do we get half our hit dice back?
Yes, you get half your hit dice back. You reduce your exhaustion level by 1. And you heal all your hit points.
When everyone's awake, I would say I had a very confusing dream. The book that flew to High Hall wasn't at High Hall anymore. It was at the docks again. And we went and got it and took it to High Hall, but it already flew to High Hall. Why did it fly back? Doesn't make sense.
Dreams are not supposed to make sense. Dreams are dreams.
Yeah, Vegnog, you wouldn't have had this dream because you wouldn't have slept.
That's exactly why he said that.
Yeah.
Because dreams don't make sense to Vegnog. They're not supposed to make sense to anyone.
There was a device, if I'm not mistaken, that we were riding down to the ground of the city, avoiding the monsters in the river Styx.
Think
Did the device look like it had love handles?
book. I mean,
Didn't Vegnog have a book?
He did.
I haven't. No.
He stole it anyway, so I guess if you stole it from him, that's fine.
Well, check your little beacon thing. Is it pointing at me now?
I would check it.
Yeah, it's flashing in two directions, one at Ewan.
I would move around Ewan as I stare at it until it stops doing that.
Eventually it would line up.
Yes, now it is pointing at you.
Seemed like it was pointing in two different directions.
And
What was-
now it is pointing in one because I fixed it.
Good job, buddy.
Well, we shouldn't dally then. We have to continue on our journey.
Yeah. Like it showed us what happens when we bring the book there before it showed us where to get it.
Mhm.
God damn visions.
If we bring it to High Hall, maybe it will destroy all of the fiends.
But
And
it did
raise
in the
the-
dream.
Well, we might as well make our way there then.
Let's get moving.
I'll put my armor and everything back on.
I don't. I'm gonna recommend that we not mention I huddle people together so that people who are currently like living here or whatever don't hear us, I guess. I just say I'm gonna recommend we not tell anybody that we're going back because they'll. It sounds like some people might want to actually go.
And maybe we should lead them there. I mean, we are going to get the book first, I assume. So probably
have the
not a
book.
good idea.
We have the book, Solomon.
The book is right here. I have the book.
Okay. I did not. Okay. I will accept that you have the book.
Good job.
The important thing now is to.
Now we go back to High Hall.
Yes.
Yes, very good.
But then why do we not
you
take
accept
these
him into
people?
Huddle?
We'll move faster and more efficiently if we don't have extra people with us.
No, I still only have half movement speed with my levels of exhaustion. We won't move faster.
Maybe we should stay here another night.
Or two.
And that's a thing to consider too. Perhaps staying here until everybody feels better.
That's going to be about 3 more nights for me. I don't think we have that
Maybe
long.
just one or two.
I don't think we have that long. We have to save everyone.
Melissa's
I think
clearly
we
the
need to
one
get
that's gonna, take up the rear.
I mean,
And,
how many
we're being
people
chased.
How many people are staying in the Winchester now?
Probably. Let's see.
Mm.
Wow,
That's a lot of people.
I was not expecting it to be that high, but it's
2d6.
21.
Well, 21 is a lucky number.
I mean, I understand that we cannot simply stop to save everyone we run into on the road because we have to keep ourselves alive to save everyone more generally. But for people simply to follow us to a place we're already going at half speed They could probably run ahead of us and run in circles around us because they are all well rested.
And
Mine.
whenever we're assaulted very suddenly, we now have to defend, protect that many people. We'll
Well, we have
have
to do-
losses. They've been surviving here on their own.
That is true, but for how long can they continue to survive here on their own?
Well, you give them water, give them a little bit more.
But we have this book that will help to defend High Hall. Surely they'd be better off there. Why don't we present them with the opportunity and let them know that there will be losses along the way and give them the option? Perhaps we can even explain to them that if we can get our book to High Hall, it may be that it will be safer for them to walk through the streets and make it to High Hall themselves then, because the demons may be destroyed, at least beaten back temporarily by its power. Although I have no idea how a book could do that.
Like, out of curiosity, when we saw the fiends being destroyed, did we see them being destroyed in the entire city, or did we just see them being destroyed around High Hall and the barrier?
Let's see. So in the vision, it's basically High Hall acts as like the epicenter of a kind of explosion of energy, clearing the streets of fiends and creating a sort of bubble of force around the entire city.
In that case, it's better if we just leave everyone here at the Winchester. They'll be perfectly safe after we get the book there.
But we should tell them so they're ready to move. We don't know how
Well,
long
we
the
tell the
barrier
leader.
will last.
We don't.
Tell what's his face.
Just tell one
That's-
person.
That is fine. We could tell Matthew the Kenneth.
That's just what they'd be expecting us to do. Or let's tell one of Arkina's children about it and then no one else.
People are.
So I would pull
enemies.
Matthew the Kenneth aside
Okay.
and say, we have collectively had the vision. The Silver Flame has given them to us once before. We believe that a book we have in our possession, when we get it to High Hall, probably in the hands of Alistair, can clear the streets of demons and will protect the city for a time. If that happens, you should see a barrier go up around the entire city if our vision is true. At that time, you should consider moving everyone to High Hall. It should be safe. Visions can be tricky things. I cannot promise absolutely that everyone will make it, but it will be the safest time for you to get out of here and into the protection of High Hall. Now that High Hall's its bastion underneath the fortress has been sealed again, right now it is protected from demons, so even if our barrier should fall, it should still be safe there for some time.
If I were speaking to anybody else, I might question if this was some kind of fever dream or drunken nightmare, but you seem genuine, Solomon.
And I am not asking you to take this necessarily on faith. You will see a barrier in the sky. You may see fiends be destroyed and beaten back. That's when you should move, not before.
Well, we will keep a lookout. Hopefully this actually happens and it is a way of something that we can latch onto for hope, but right now it just feels like we're counting our days.
Ewan is afraid that if we tell everyone that rather it may generate a false hope or some discontent. So I will trust your judgment to inform those who you will. But we should be going now to get the book there.
I think it was wise not to tell everybody I don't think it's not fair to give them hope when there's not yet any reason for it. It would be cruel to do that.
So I'm going to go into some detail. The problem is I'm pretty dumb. So as much as I can remember about like the path we took when we left the Winchester last time,
Mhm.
and say if the barrier holds, you may want to go. Presumably the ring of invisibility stops working once the person wearing it is dead. You may want to go looking for your friend and see if you can recover the ring if it turns out the streets are safe.
Yeah, he would probably do that.
Third edition, man, that shit keeps going until it's dispelled.
You guys would remember that the path that you took was that bridge.
Take a lot of little bags of flour and keep like spreading flour in the air as you walk.
Just kick up the dirt.
Does anybody read into the book in any more detail in the day or so that you guys have spent at the Winchester?
I mean, I guess I might have. Like I said, I was looking at that one section. I still would have been curious, and whatever. I'm
Okay.
used to staying up all night.
So reading the book, you would get where is it?
The only way I'd pick up the book is if I was getting desperate for rolling paper. Other than that,
So basically, so the book it details the construction of the guardian golem that he seems to have created in the basement. It also serves as his personal journal documenting some of his experiments. It mentions that he was originally trained with House Kundarak wizards and apprenticed at Dreadhold, which is like the supermax prison of Eberron. Details some of the various prisoners that and the protections that they had. He doesn't really mention any of the people that were in the prison. It's more, there was one person that he was really fascinated by, and he felt that this person, couldn't have been that dangerous. She seems quite elegant. A woman who was enchanted into an eternal slumber as her form of imprisonment, which would ensure that as long as the spell lasted, she would never age. Which he kind of wondered, is that even a punishment? And that he always felt like, well, if she never ages and she's always there, that there might be a possibility that she might be smuggled out or something. So he goes on about some of these things about this woman. It also discusses his efforts to excavate the ruins of Fort Deep Dark, where there was a sinkhole he talks about that was swallowed by an earthquake, and the prison kind of disappeared in the sinkhole. And some of the bodies and the twisted creatures that he found in there. And one creature that he found to be still alive, who claimed his name was Garth, but his head was sheared off just above his mouth, but he still was alive. And so he did experiments on Garth and eventually found a way to kind of use that work to create thralls of a sort. And then also talking about siege spells that he's learned about. So there's a lot of different things in there. And Tony, I can send it to you in terms of getting more detail.
Sure.
So yeah.
I missed one part of that. Who was his favorite prisoner in Kundarark?
Let's see if it mentioned her name.
Oh, her. Thought it might be what's his face? Rogaine the breast wizard.
Yeah, not him. They tried to hold him to Dreadhold. It never stuck. Yeah, he never mentions this person by name. Also, it's a good thing that it was already open when and be in sort of in use when Vegnog grabbed it. Otherwise, it would have been a pain in the ass for you guys to try and open it and read it, because this is a Zill gnome wizard. So I'm just going to show it to everybody so that you guys can see, since once Ewan reads it, he can share this information if he wants. So anyways, so you guys are you're rested from the Winchester. You've let Matthew know about what you guys are going to do. Is there anything else that you do before you set out?
I take it we can eat here and avoid expending rations.
Yeah, you can.
This would probably be the first time I ever look at my armor and think, I don't want to put that on. And then I probably knock over like an entire shelf full of glasses with my 5 dexterity or whatever it is. 6. A whole 6 dexterity. And it was like, yeah, I should probably put the armor back on.
Wait, your dexterity is only 6?
Yep. Heavy armor covers up. That's why I constantly get a -1 initiative. You can only get 0 if you only have a -1.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know it was that low. I knew it was low. I
Yeah,
thought it was like an 8.
I am smarter than I am coordinated.
That's saying something.
That's saying something, yeah.
Do you have some kind of cerebral palsy?
Doctors still wonder how he's alive.
I figure like my mother just went on a bender and came back a couple weeks later and I was twitching in my crib.
Left you a bunch of rolled cigarettes to go with it.
Left with nothing but like a can of lead paint chips to eat.
Such a respectable mother.
Should be enough paint for the next couple weeks. You'll figure it out.
All right, so when you guys begin heading out, are you guys going to go over the bridge or under the bridge? And then once you cross the bridge, are you going to go back through the sewer?
We still have the pyroclastic problem.
Wait, I think under the bridge is the best way to go. Remember when we went over the bridge and we almost got killed and we went under the bridge and everything was fine?
Except for all the poop.
No, but we were out of the sewers when we went under the bridge.
Yeah. There's a path like
And,
below the bridge.
If there is no giant cloud of fire and ash in the sky, I say we avoid the sewers.
Agreed. And even if there is, we just sit tight until it goes away.
Oh, by the way, Lux, the magic of the Dr.
Wrap.
Sheeves wraps has faded.
Okay.
And then, so now you guys have spent a total of 5 days in Fernia.
Doing fine.
Let's see.
When we gotta start rolling for our alignment changes.
I'm more worried about the con check I have to make.
I don't do that alignment garbage.
What was that?
Just are feeling especially evil today.
Oh dear.
So, just as you guys are leaving the Winchester, the sky kind of darkens a bit. There are some clouds overhead. It's not like the pyroclastic clouds, more like rain clouds, which is really strange considering the heat and everything else about this place. And it actually begins to rain. Now the rain isn't cool by any means. It's hot. It feels like it might actually be boiling water raining down, but it's also like the clouds are almost like a sickly green color as they swirl around, and the rain starts to fall heavier and heavier, and as the water hits, everything that it hits begins to steam, and after, in some of the areas where the rain seems to be really good, getting heavy, pockmarks seem to be forming in some of the materials that's being hit.
Does this start happening before we leave?
Just after.
Might be best that we just turn back around instead of trying to walk through boiling water.
We can't keep putting off getting the book to Candlekeep. We don't know what might happen if we take too long.
What happens is the same thing that's been happening.
It might get incredibly worse as well.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
Maybe if we just run as fast as we can, we'll get less wet as we run through the rain.
Well,
Like you
physically
get
true.
stretch, or run between the raindrops.
You know, it's funny because it reminds me of this one time in college where a buddy of mine, we were heading to the same class and he booked it. He ran as fast as he could, whereas I just kind of walked, and I was a little damp. He was fucking soaked.
Because he's running right into it.
Yeah.
It's falling as well.
And it was like such a drastic difference that even the teacher was like, where didn't know what to make of it.
Oh, but the classic dilemma is you were in it longer.
Yeah, I was.
But, you know, your cross section with it falling straight down may or may not offset the fact that he was running into it, so it had a bigger cross section.
We could try using the sewers again. We could wait until the storm clears up, which could be hours or it could be days. Or we
I'm
can
not
walk
sure
through
this green water is regular rain.
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, it's safe to assume that everything that comes out of the sky here is bad. We probably don't want to be standing underneath it.
I agree with that.
I think the sewers, so we can make our way under the bridge again and back into the city, would be our best bet.
You
Spoken
weren't
like
here for
someone
the
who
sewers.
was barely here when we went into the sewers.
You weren't here for the sewers.
I was here for the
goddammit.
sewers. I was here with the rat things and all that. Yep, I remember. But the alternative is that we wait for God knows how long, and who knows what might happen in the meantime.
Well, I can say maybe now we will be prepared for the dangers of the sewers.
I don't think we have to worry about rodents of unusual
Still
size.
have to come
down there.
back up when we get to the bridge.
But we can go under the bridge.
Right, but you have to come back up out of the sewers to get into the passage under the bridge.
Yeah. So we're in the rain for a shorter amount of time.
Right. And all this, the runoff from this rain has to go somewhere.
It's true.
Probably into the sewers.
Yep.
So I assume we've at least sought out shelter while we have this conversation.
So, no.
Got to. I'm not gonna be standing out in this shit.
Standing under a gazebo somewhere.
You could have found some shelter, but
Insight check the gazebo.
yeah, but as once again, like you're noticing, not only is the rain like hot, but where it's hitting, there's like hisses of steam and pockmarks developing in wherever it touches.
Do we see it burning through almost like an acidic effect or more like a heat effect?
No, I mean it's definitely when you were in the rain, it was definitely hot,
Yeah.
but it also stung. So it does seem like an acid type of effect.
Acid
Well, I'm not
rain.
sure I want to watch my armor melt off my body.
Yeah. Like I said, just wait it out. It's probably the best thing to do. Like you said, the rain's got to go somewhere. Those sewers were developed for a purpose.
I agree. Let's wait it out in place that provides enough cover.
Back to the Winchester.
All right, so on your way to the Winchester, you're fairly close, but you're still having to spend like 10 minutes getting back. Everybody takes 2 acid damage. And then we'll end there for the night. With you guys back to the Winchester and figuring out how you're going to deal with this acid rain situation.
Oh, it's good. Acid rain, acid rain.
Acid rain, some stay dry, but others feel the pain. Quite literally.
So That definitely didn't go the way I expected. Especially at the beginning. What do people think?
It was fun. I mean, we had the rare experience of retreating and not waiting until it was too late to retreat. Although it was close.
I still feel so bad.
In fact, if the creature had fought a little more tactically, it could have easily dropped and killed someone before moving on to drop and kill someone else. So there was a little bit of mercy in that it split up its attacks and moved around too much.
It was in kind of like a berserker mode, so it wasn't the kind of creature that would fight tactically, especially given that his master was not directing its actions. But
And
yeah.
lest I forget the mercy of, well, I know it says maximum damage. We'll just make that maximum cold damage. Or else it would have been like dead Ewan in round 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't expect that to happen until like maybe towards the end of the battle. Since Jinzik was an abjuration wizard, and so that was the thing. It was like he would be protected while the golem soaked up all the damage. But then Ewan in the first round had to be like, nope. And then he had to be terrible at saving against concussion.
Concussion damage.
And then Becknell cut his head off.
Yeah.
So it would have only been 3 rounds of Berserker, but
About
three rounds actually would have been enough for us to had to have bugged out, and then we'd have had the problem of having that guy there.
The dude still fucking hit hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hit really hard.
Yeah.
One saving grace is no one locked the door behind us.
Right, it did hit hard, but it was hitting for like 25. It hit me at one point for like 20, and instead it would have been hitting for like consistently 36 every time.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I went into that fight with 46 hit points. So 2 punches. That's it.
Yeah.
He didn't even attack me for some reason. I just went ahead and took the cold damage a few times.
Yeah, it was gonna attack you the one time, but then it missed against Solomon. It was like, no. Yeah, when I built this encounter, I wasn't thinking about balance. I was thinking, well, you guys seem to deal with everything I throw at you, so let's just completely take off the gloves and see what happens.
Not without our share of licks. Do you see all the exhaustion?
Yeah.
That is sort of part of the problem is exhaustion builds up. And, we're out of spell slots, or I was out of spell slots. So the word is many tricks to pull out of the bag. Like normally we do rely a lot on Alyssa hitting almost every time, almost every round, and dealing like 15 to 20 damage when she hits. But
Not when I
exhausted
have
Alyssa doesn't do that.
The +8 only goes so far. No.
We also and Lux also deals out massive amounts of damage. So it's disappointing to hear. Yeah, it doesn't really affect him.
Yep.
Oh, and I've got Jesus. And I still have the disadvantage on attacks now too. Which doesn't help.
Yeah, maybe you guys should spend another day or two at the Winchester.
We need to find that mall and hope there's a spa.
Yeah. the big problem is we don't know what's going to happen the longer we wait to do this.
True.
And
Yeah,
things
but,
might
like-
get much, much worse.
It,
Yep.
it will get worse if we keep running headlong and not taking a fucking rest.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, go ahead and get the damn.
Well, we're now at the
Breaking
point
news.
of we have to, at least Alyssa and I have to make a saving throw every hour until we take our armor off.
Yeah. Do we have
Well, I
to do
mean,
that
we're
while
sitting
we're
here
in the
in this-
Winchester?
We're sitting here at the Winchester, take it off.
Right.
Yep.
But I mean, that actually could, particularly for Alyssa, who's already fatigued, that could start to build up. Because really all it takes is you get unlucky enough to get to, I mean, this also the DC goes up. So the DC was low, but as we keep going through the day, I'm hoping the DC resets the next day if we take the armor off for an extended period of time. Because if it only goes up every hour, we're just fucked.
We all
Because you really only need to get that one where you get disadvantage on saving throws, and suddenly you basically have to take your armor off, or you're
Yeah.
going to die.
I already have that one. Disadvantage on attack and saving throws is level 3.
So yeah, you may want to consider. I don't know what your dex is, but lighter armor.
How many
Yeah,
levels of exhaustion did you have?
30 or so. I don't remember.
Maybe
I
that was
have-
exhaustion.
14 decks.
So yeah, so you could probably survive if you had like leather armor
Medium
on for a
armor.
while. Whereas if I wear like studded leather armor and use a shield, I'll have a 12 AC.
Didn't we heal 1 level exhaustion from the one night?
Yes.
They're mostly good. I just didn't. I had to use up all my hit die the day before.
Dustin,
Right.
what
So
do you
yeah,
think of
another night of rest would be good for that reason too. You could get your
Yeah.
other hit dice back.
what did you think of your first session, Dustin?
I didn't die. I came very close.
Yeah.
It's a regular occurrence here.
I was trying to think of how Solomon would deal with it if Vegnog was the last one to get to the door as we retreated out. Because he doesn't know who you are, so he might well have been like, lock the door,
And Ewan was up there, so
push the table up in front of it.
I think Ewan was the first one to make it up there. So like he would have been at the door,
Yeah.
like leading 3 people through.
That was fun.
All right.
You know, I'm just really tired, so I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah, it's late. I
Yeah.
gotta be up early. All right. Take it easy, everyone. See you in a couple
All right.
weeks.
All right. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
Thank you.